Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our Tech Friday session. For those who have eaten lunch, please press 1. Those who have not eaten lunch, please press 2. Okay, those who have eaten lunch, please press 1. Those who have not eaten lunch, please press 2. Okay, some of you have eaten, some of you have not eaten. Okay, those who do not want to eat lunch, please press 3. I'm just checking how active and how awake all of us are here today. Awesome. One person did not want to take lunch. Okay. I just took my lunch. 1 and 3. Okay, awesome. Well, today I thought that I want to kind of have a session, not so much on the technology first, but more on how can we have a great presentation with our owners. How many of you, when you meet a listing right now, or you meet an owner for a listing appointment, that you really go to the house or you go to the owner and you have a conversation to find out about their intention of their home? How many of you do that right now? Right? Yes. How many of you do that? Now, I think in this season, in this market that we are in right now, we are in what we call a buyer's market. And yeah, you can go physical or you can go Zoom, that's fine, as long as you're meeting the owners to have a conversation about the listing. Now, in a buyer's market, what's critical and important is to have a property that is priced to sell. And to help the owners understand that, to help the owners understand where the market is and how can you price ahead of the market in order for them to quickly sell off their house. Now, if they are not ready for that journey, it is for us to have that conversation and start that conversation. So I thought today I have a guest with me, Joanne Ong from Market Center 1, who actually recently just joined us from a different company, and she is very into the consultation of us of the listing. And I recently had an opportunity to sit into one of her calls with one of the vendor, and how she used her listing presentation to kind of secure an exclusive listing. So Joanne, are you on the call? Are you here, Joanne? Can someone pin post here, please? Thank you, Joanne.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Joanne, maybe you can just take a couple of minutes and introduce to everyone about yourself. Tell us about yourself and what you do and what market you focus on.
Okay, so hi everyone, I'm Joanne here. I have been in the industry for about 3 years plus. This is my 4th year. And so I just recently joined Redfield in December. And I was from Redfield when I first started, and then I left and I came back again. So I focus in Cheras, mainly on landed properties. At the same time, I'm trying to enter into the luxury market. So yes.
Thank you. And Joanne, in the number of listings that you have, how many of them are currently exclusive right now?
Out of 30 listings that I have currently, I think it's about 6 of them are exclusive.
6 of them are exclusive listing.
Yeah.
And you always go and sit down and see an owner and do a presentation, correct?
Yes, correct. If not, I would not consider that as my listing, to be honest.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you think so? Why do you do that?
I think the reason, because if I get to see the house myself and as well as meet the owners face to face or virtually, it gives, I hope to gain trust from the owners from this transaction. So even if I just take it as a general listing, it doesn't mean, it also gives me more clarification, more insights into why the owners are selling. And that would actually help a lot when it comes to negotiation process.
Got it. To find out what the owner wants and all that. Okay.
Correct.
So guys, the goal of me getting Joanne here as well is to go through what we call a live demo on how a listing presentation that Joanne is doing, and the tools that she used and the conversation that we have. Are you guys ready for that? If you are, please press 1. Do you want to see Joanne in action or not? Okay. It's okay, just for us only, and then rest of the YouTube community. Okay.
Very pressure.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is this: I'm going to pretend to be the owner of this particular property, and Joanne is actually an agent, and Joanne I got a recommendation from a friend, a referral from a friend, and I call Joanne right now, and this is our first time meeting virtually. Okay, we're meeting this virtually, and I'm the owner of this particular landed house in Alam Damai Cheras, property value between 800,000. Okay, so the floor is yours, Joanne. Take us away.
Okay, hi John. Thanks for taking time to meet me today. So as far as I know, your friend Luke introduced you to me, and he said that you wanted to sell a house that you inherited from your father. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, and the house is in Alam Damai Cheras.
Correct.
That's great. So today I'm just going to share with you a little bit of what I can, my 2 cents to actually help you to do a better assessment in your selling journey. So it would take about 15 minutes of your time. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'll be okay. 15 minutes. That sounds good.
All right, cool. So I'm just going to share screen right now. In a minute. How do I share? Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, great. So today I'm just going to take you on what I call a seller's journey. And if you can allow me to be your agent, I'm going to be with you every step of the way during this journey. It may be a bumpy road, but rest assured, I'm here to be with you and to actually overcome whatever obstacles that we may face along the way. So, so Joe Inc. is basically a brand that I created. I'm actually tied with Redfield, KW Malaysia. And why I created this brand is because I want to do something different from the rest of the agent. And that is essentially the creative way of marketing a property in this market. And not only that, we actually provide you with data and insights as to how the current market is going and how we can best sell your property. So just to give you a little bit of background on myself, I was actually a lawyer for 4 years. So I was a litigator. And right after that, I started a small business in the confinement home industry. And then right now, I'm in real estate for about 3 years now. So yeah, that's just a little bit of introduction of myself. And so because your property is in Alam Damai, so I just want to dive into what the market is right now in Alam Damai. So right now, there are about 35 listings inventory, and 13 has been sold just in 2020 and is during the MCO time. And according to the transacted price that we have, we researched the median price right now for a double-story house in Alam Damai, it's sold at 850,000. Yes. So after seeing this, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, can you explain to me what does it mean by median price transacted?
So basically, it's an average of the prices of the house sold in Alam Damai for the two double-story houses here. Of course, in Alam Damai, as you know, it's there's a mixed development. So there are also condos, semis, bungalows, single story as well as double story. So right now, because your house is a double story, I just want to present to you the exact data for the double story. So you won't get confused. Yeah.
So the current data is only for the double story transaction
Correct.
last year.
That's right. That's right.
And when you say there's 35 listings for sale, how do you derive that number from?
Okay, so I personally, so I should have told you this, I actually live in Dalan by myself, so I'm very, very familiar with this neighborhood. And I tour around the neighborhood a lot, as well as I study what the property portals, what are the inventory there, and that's how I derive the number.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's actually a very healthy number. As you can see, out of 35, that 13 houses have been sold just purely in 2020. This is the latest data that I get for you. So it's not unhealthy data. It's not that the market is not moving. There are actually buyers looking at this neighborhood recently, and it's a rise actually as compared to 2018 and 2019. So that's a good news for you.
Thank you.
So today I want to come to meet you just to understand your needs, because your need is my priority during this whole journey. So maybe you can share a little bit of why you want to let go, and yeah, just a bit of your needs.
Well, I grew up in this home with my family, my parents and all. Unfortunately, during the COVID last year, my dad passed away. and I kind of she actually inherited this particular property from him, and I didn't want to live in it. I didn't want to manage it. So talking to my wife and my family, I decided that we want to just sell it off, but we want to make sure that we are selling it off at a good value, and also that we get the best return that we have in order for us to sell this property. Yeah.
Okay. May I ask, is there a reason why you choose to sell it now during this market? Or have you ever thought of selling it later, or renting out first? Is there a reason why is it now?
Well, I think we felt that the funds that we could get from here could help us to do other stuff that we want to do. So selling it becomes much more, I believe, much more palatable for us to do it now than later. At the same time, we don't want to manage this property because we are not staying in this area. We are in Mount Kiara, and we don't have the time to go and manage the property, and we just want to find a way to sell it off. Yeah.
Great. I've taken down what you've said. You want a good value right now from this property, and you really do not have the capacity and time to manage it. And of course, the one of the biggest factor is also you can use this fund for whatever purposes that you feel it's more urgent for you at this moment. So I've got that clear on my notes. So after I found out your needs, I think it's also more reasonable for you as a seller to know what the buyers want nowadays in this market. So they actually only want three things. If you can fulfill these three things, your house is going to be sold in a very short span of time. Number one is the price. The second one is the location. And the third is the condition of the property. So out of these three things, there's only one thing that you cannot control as a seller, which is the location. Do you agree with me at this point? Yeah, this location that you can't change. It's in Alam Damai Cheras. So, but the price and the condition is what you and I can help you to control it and to make your property saleable and the most attractive one for the buyers in this market. So let's go into the pricing strategy.
Can we just break script for a while? Sure. Sorry, can you go to this slide? Okay, let's break script for a while. Okay, guys, those who are watching right now, let's break script. Now I didn't have this inheritance. I wish my father would leave something behind for me. My father is still very much alive. But let's just talk for a while, guys. What are something that you're learning and observing here? Please put in the chat box. What is something that you're observing and you are learning from this short 10 minutes just now? Anyone? Put in the chat box. Professional. What do you mean by professional? How many of you are variables and non-variables? Very good. Very good. Asking clarifying question. Very good. The question identifying it's easy to understand. Know what you are doing. Right? How many of you believe that Joanne knows her stuff? Or even she doesn't really know, you can't tell? Yes, well presented. How many of you think this is very simple? Very well prepared. How many of you think this is very well prepared? Yes, right? So a lot of preparation for her to be able to do this, right? Simple, but not easy. There's a difference between simple and easy, right? It's simple, but it's not easy, right? Fact find with relevant question. Yeah, so I want you all to see that if you are not even having this conversation with the owners in the beginning, you will never get the best outcome or the best price. You wouldn't know how to help him, advise him, because you didn't come here yet. You didn't educate him, and you didn't educate yourself about the client. Right? Take effort to qualify a client. Take effort to understand where he is. Simple and honest feel authenticity of the purpose of Joanne. It's very clear. She's trying to help. She's trying to educate. She's also trying to understand, right? You need to understand this. This is what you need to have when you're in a listing presentation. Okay? Cool. Joanne, can I ask you a quick question? When you do this, how, do you, whenever you do this, I'm sure you have done this more than once, right?
Yeah.
What is in your mind when you ask those questions?
I really just want to get to know the owner. I think it's very difficult nowadays when people are being so cautious. So even if after I do this listing presentation, believe it or not, actually the owner may not tell me the truth in the beginning. So that is the challenge that I'm facing right now. But if I don't even try to do this, I would never know what's the intention at all. By just taking photos from WhatsApp and just posting online, it's really waste of my money to just advertise a listing like that. Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
And when you start doing this in the beginning, right? How do you fumble?
Yes, I do.
Okay. But
Yeah.
what helps you to keep going, and what helps you to correct yourself?
I think it's practicing. So sometimes, to be very honest with you, sometimes when I feel the listing is not even saleable, I am very reluctant to do this presentation. But after me going to meet the owner and taking the listing, I realized that if I don't do this at all, how am I different from the other agents? And I think ultimately my mindset has changed, that it's all about winning the mind share. And even if today I do this and the owner still doesn't want to give me exclusive, or if the listing cannot sell, at least they have met someone that has done something different. Yeah. And it's also a practice thing. The more you do it, and the easier it gets. Yeah.
Right. Awesome. Okay. Let's get back to that role. Okay. Let's get back to this role. Let's look at the price. Okay. Go ahead. Let's return back. So go ahead. Take us back.
Okay. So when we're talking about price, so how can you control the price, Jonathan? It's really about adopting the right pricing strategy. So why do I say that? Let me just share a little bit about today's market. So do you agree with me that in today's market, it's really the buyer's market as compared to the seller's market?
Well, I hear there's a lot of pressure going on, a lot of properties available, the rumors, the price is dropping and all that. Yeah, I do feel there's some pressure and the market is not that active as it used to be.
Yeah, it's actually a very simple theory. It's a supply and demand thing. And due to the oversurplus of supply in our real estate market and the decreasing of buyers, it makes the market to be a buyer's market. So in a buyer's market, we have to adopt a very different strategy as compared to the seller's market. And what that means is you need your property to be in the market rather than out of the market. And maybe I'll just elaborate more a little bit about this. Is when your property is priced within the market, that is a property that the market are willing to pay for it. And if you price a property that's out of the market, that means it's an overpriced property. And the buyer won't even take a look or even inquire about the property. So that is the difference between a property that's in the market and out of the market. Okay. Do you follow me so far?
So are you saying that if we price the property in a price that is not preferred by the market, then nobody will look at it? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, definitely. And especially when we're talking about a sub-sale market, pricing is even more crucial. Why do I say that? Is if you price the property out of the market, a price that the market is not even willing to pay, what it means is the property will not even be appreciated by the buyers. They will just scroll over, or they won't even take a look at the advertisement because it's just way overpriced. It's not a value that the buyers are looking right now.
I do notice, I do notice on the portals and all that, which I did my bit fair research, right?
Yeah.
I see a lot of people are advertising at the 900 over 1,000 range. Are you saying that the agents are also advising them this way? But then why are the people still advertising at 900 over 1,000?
I think this is something that all sellers would want, to get the maximum price possible. This is why a seller wants to sell this property. But we need to take a more aggressive, a more relevant approach during this market, is because if you want to really sell your property at this time, to take out the funds to fulfill what you have, your objective and your personal goals, then the pricing has to change. And for your information, those properties that are priced above 900,000, they are just sitting in the market for more than a year. And I'm very sure, Mr. Jonathan, that you do not want your property to sit more than a year. So why sell a property if you want to let it sit for a year?
Right, got it.
Do you follow me?
Yeah.
So which is why it's important. It's important that we fix this first. We can agree on the pricing, and then when the marketing comes, it will be very easy.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, you can proceed.
Yeah. So of course, to assist you in getting a good pricing strategy is also present to you with the transacted prices. So this is the data that I got from Bricks. It is actually a true transacted prices that's in the market. So right now, as you can see, the double-story houses there, it's about 700 over, and the maximum that we have, it's 888. So which is why, like I said earlier, the median price is 850,000. Yeah, so that is the past transacted. So you have two options right now. You want to price to sell, or do you want to price to sit in the market? Which one would you choose?
Well, I'll definitely want to sell.
Exactly. So if you want to sell, and if you're willing to take my 2 cents, then I think the right price to list your property is at 850,000.
Would that be a closing price or an asking price?
That would be an asking price, and I would aim to close it above 830,000. Are you okay with that? It's only a 20,000 negotiable range.
I have to talk to my wife about this because our expectation is when we saw the ads on the portal, they were all about 900,000. So we have kind of have that expectation. But I will probably need to think through as we go along to today or maybe tomorrow. But I need to get some time to think about it. But I do appreciate your frankness in letting me know about what you propose for us. But what if we come back to you and say, hey, we have a different intention or a different perspective of the price? Would you be open to listen to it?
Of course, I'm even willing to listen, to sit down with you and your wife and to go through this all over again. And I can even provide you with all the case studies that I did in Alam Damai. And in that way, you probably would have a better understanding on the price.
Yeah, because I really had a budget set aside for this, and I felt that this is really not in my expectation and how I do. But I would need to talk to my wife about it and come back to you. However, I do feel it's a little bit low. I have to be very honest, it's a little bit low, but let me talk about my wife.
Yeah, not a problem, not a problem. Okay. So after we establish the pricing with you and your wife, and then the rest of the work is really about me. How am I going to help you? How am I going to market it? How am I going to give you the maximum exposure of your listing? That is the key to sell it as well. So I just want to share with you one of the property that I recently sold during the CMCO. This is a 2.5 story, so it's a little bit larger than yours. So which is why the asking price was 1.068. And we actually closed it at 1.02. And this property has been in the market for more than 2 years. But when we took it over as an exclusive agent, we actually sold it within 2.5 months. And I just want to share with you today, it's what kind of strategy did we take to sell this property in such a short time, and especially during CMCO. So one of the things that we did was video. And this video is not just a video with a handphone shooting and whatnot. It's actually a professionally done video. And if you have time, I'm just going to show it to you right now. Sure. Are you okay with that?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Alright, so Between Property is back at Alam Damai Cheras today, and we're so excited to show you this 2.5-story Superlink house facing this unobstructed view of 30-acre park.
That's right, we are very excited because it is very rare to find such houses in Cheras facing this endless greenery view with large build-up size. Here, you can make it your wine area, coffee area.
For yourself to work from home. Let's check out the master bedroom. So as you can see, the amount of natural lighting to this bedroom is just great. Yeah, so that is the kind of video that we will actually do for your property so that we can distribute it and really show the best features of the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So...
Okay. And you are going to do this, you will be doing this. Is this something that you do yourself or do you hire people to do it? I think we just lost Joanne.
Yeah, I think we lost Joanne.
Okay. Okay, while waiting for her to come back, guys, what are you learning here right now?
Okay, I'm back, I think.
Okay, you're back.
Am I
Okay,
back?
sorry.
Okay, sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, let's go back to the conversation first. Okay, impressive video.
Hmm.
Thank you. Okay, up to now, guys. What are you learning from this conversation? Quickly. What are the ahas? What did just Joanne did to me as an owner? What was she trying to do? Anyone? What was she trying to do? Hanan has a question just now. It's too expensive. It's 3%. Too much money. You are trying to create value, right? He's trying to show the value of what she can do for me as an owner. Right? She's trying to demonstrate that value. It's important to demonstrate value that is valid with examples and track record and things that happen, right? So that's important. Okay, now back to you, Joanne. Yeah, I like the video very much. So you're going to create this video for us. Are you paying for it yourself, or how does it work?
Okay, that's right. Yes, all kinds of marketing materials and marketing costs all will be absorbed by myself and my team. You will not fork out a single cent for the videos. And for your information, it's because it's a professionally done video. So the cost of it is around 3,000 to 3,500 per video. And that is just to create a content. And that's not including the advertisement cost, which I'm going to bear it for you. And even if, touch wood, even if I didn't manage to sell it for you, I will not actually claim it from you as well. So there's nothing loose for you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the video that I will do, that we did for this house. And the second thing that we did was marketing. So for marketing, there's actually two types of marketing, which is passive marketing as well as active marketing. So for the general agents out there, what they do right now is only the passive way of marketing it, which is to take some photos, post it on the portals, or advertise in newspapers and put up banners and signage, and then they wait. So this kind of marketing is very passive. It's you are just waiting for the buyers to call you and to inquire. And yes, it is traditional. It's still working, but I want to be more aggressive for you because I want to get this done for you. So apart from being passive, I'm also going to do the active side of marketing, which is I'm going to call and send out EDMs to my direct database about this new listing. Apart from that, social media is one of our forte, where we actually tap into our agency's technology and algorithms to actually target this property to the right target audience. Of course, co-agency is also one of the things that we are very open to do. We have tons of database of agents out there. What we will do is we will actually introduce your property to them so that they also can go and propose to their clients. And open house, it's not very common in Malaysia, but actually it is quite effective, especially in a neighborhood like Alam Damai, where people over there would like their relatives, their sons and daughters to stay nearby. So when we hold open houses, we actually can attract a very targeted neighborhood buyers. And last but not least, virtual viewing is something very new that we're doing right now. So because of COVID, we actually adopted a technology called Matterport. And with this software, we actually can take a 360 virtual viewing for our potential buyers. So even before they come and visit you for a physical viewing, I would have already briefed them on the house. And when they come and take a look a second time physically, it's as good as a second viewing. So I just want to make it a lot more efficient for you and a very least convenience for you as well. Yeah, do you have any questions so far?
No.
Okay, so the third thing that we did was touching up. So what it means was, okay, this was a before picture of the house. So there were water stains, water leakage, and whatnot. So we actually come in, we will introduce vendors who will touch up for you and do some repair work so that your house condition it's a very presentable one. And in that way, we will actually hold your selling price as high as possible so that when a buyer comes, they will not come with a very lowball offer. So another example of this is, the ceiling here, it's broken and we managed to fix that. Watermark stains, we managed to do that as well. So yeah, so that is basically the touching up part.
So are you saying that this is inclusive that you are doing it, or I still have to pay for this repairs?
Yes, the touching up part, you do have to pay because ultimately it is your property. But however, we will actually provide you 2 to 3 quotations for you to choose from. Or if you have your own preferred vendor to do so, please go ahead. I think the ultimate goal is to make the house in its most presentable way. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. And the fourth thing we did was exclusive. So if you are my exclusive client, if this is an exclusive listing, this is what I will commit to you. Basically, you will receive a weekly report from me, and we will do a monthly meeting, and I will actually constantly updating you with the activities. So an example of the weekly report would encompass how many inquiries do we have this week? How many viewings did I bring? How many buyers did I bring to your house? What are the buyers' feedback? And is there any offers now on the table? And this is what I'll report to you weekly. And if you prefer me to do it daily, sure, I can do that for you as well. And apart from this, we'll have a monthly review. And this, I hope to see you face to face, or we can do it virtually. We will review on the activities so far, and what are the strategies that we have done, and what can we do better. The third thing is the buyer's feedback, and of course, lastly is the market update. How many houses are up for sale for this month? You know, who are your competition? What are they pricing their properties at? So all these things I will be reviewing with you, and then we will take it. We will actually improve as time goes by. So that is my that's my accountability to you. And apart from that, right now we have the latest collaboration with my former law firm, is Donovan and Ho. So even before you price it, you want to sell your property, you actually do have a 30 minutes free consultation with them, so that they can actually assist you in your tax planning, assist you in all the kind of paperwork. What can you do to save on tax, on RPGT, stamp duties, or whatnot, or your future planning of investment. So this is something that's very new. And they're willing to come on board with me. They are top lawyers in the industry. So yeah, and it's free consultation. So why not, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So exclusive, it's really for your sake. I'm not sure, Jonathan, when you look at this house with a lot of banners out there, how do you feel about it?
To me, it doesn't really bother me because I'm not going to be seeing the property. But
yeah.
I guess I see the trend is all my friends are asking me to appoint more than one agents, because that's how everyone is doing that right now. So that's what I understand. So for you telling me looking for exclusive and all that, I'm not so sure yet, but I am interested to understand a little bit more.
Yeah, sure. So why do I say that actually giving an exclusivity to a specific agent is important? It's actually for your sake. It's because when a buyer actually see this in the market, see this property in the market, this is actually equivalent to iProperty. Yeah. So if the same pictures pops up 5-6 times from different agent and at different prices, the general sentiment from the buyer side is you're probably desperate. Okay. Or you are probably not sure what you're doing, you know, and the disadvantage for that is, as a buyer, I would definitely want to get the cheapest price from you, right? So I will try all my ways. I will contact all the agents and play all the tricks to fight for the bottom price. And because you have so many agents, there is almost zero accountability from you and the agent, and you actually do not know what are these agents doing for you. And even if there's a negotiation going on, you may not even know. And what is the price? You may even forget your listing price when you do that. So that is really, really, really doesn't look good on you, and you will not benefit the best price from it. So that is why having an exclusive agent is important for you.
Okay, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the timeline. So today is actually our consultation day. And if you appoint me as an exclusive agent, or if you're not as comfortable for exclusivity, but you still want me to list it for you, so that's when I will start analyzing, I will start preparing your house for sale. So what that means is I will start to prepare the quotation to touch up your house. And then after that, I'll prepare for the video shoot. And then after 7 to 14 days, depending on how available you are and whether or not there's someone in the house to facilitate this, then we will launch it officially in the market. And that's where all the marketing strategies that I mentioned before will take place. And right after that, we will have the response and review. We will review the marketing strategies, we review the activities, and then it's basically the paperwork, which is an offer that comes in, and we will do the closing for you, and until the transaction is completed. So yes, that's basically what I can offer you to achieve your goals.
Okay, thank you very much, Joanne. Let's just pause here for a while. Okay, guys, feedback. What do you see in this presentation? Anyone? Any questions? Any thoughts? What are you seeing in this presentation right now? She earns the right to take exclusive at 3%. Right? Where she's constantly asking value. She's always asking value. Very complete step by step. Yes, there is a process in place, right? There is a process in place. What else? What are you seeing? Have control over the conversation by asking questions. Believe in asking you this question. When do you ask the seller to sign the authorization?
After we agree on the pricing. Because right now the situation was he has not agreed to the pricing, so I will actually have to meet him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel if I was, I would clearly know what she would do and why I'm paying for it. Yes, correct. You would engage her. How many of you will engage her right now? Okay. So you have to go through me first to engage her, okay? Right. Like what are some things that Joanne can improve? What do you think she can improve? Anyone? What do you think is missing from this particular presentation? What do you mean by selling process? Not, but their steps are laid out. They are very structured, correct. What do you think she can improve? How many of you think that if you follow a step like that, the cost needed for sellers, correct? She didn't put in the cost needed for sellers. Address a section to address consent for sellers, correct? Now, why am I asking this question is because a listing presentation is something that you have to develop over time. You have to develop this. And I remember sitting down with Joanne a few weeks ago and we start developing some stuff and we are always improving, right? Why am I saying that? It's because however well you do it, right, there's always room for improvement. There's always things that you can add to help to make it better. How many of you believe that if you do a good listing presentation, you will have potentially a good filter of who is a good owner and a good owner to work with? How many of you would think that? Right? Timeline for the owner to get back to her. Yes, that's right. Right. If you do this systematically, right, through time, number one, you will get better owners. Number two, you will get better at it. And number three, you are constantly more confident. She's not even asking for 3% yet, correct? I haven't even asked what's the price yet.
Yeah.
I never asked the price yet because to me, she didn't bring it out. She didn't tell me first, I charge 2% one night, I charge 3% one night. It was not like that. I'm going to give all this value. And I suspect at the point in time of talking about the contract, she will then put the 3% there.
Yeah.
Right. So sell yourself first, or show up with value proposition first. Right. Correct. Can do a price comparison in the same neighborhood. That's right. She's doing. Yeah. So I mean, this is just a short presentation. That's why I didn't want her to put too many things inside. We kind of sit down and think these are the goal is to show you a structure and also to show you how it's being done in a structured process. Anyone got any question for Joanne? Is there any question, virtual support for Joanne?
Yeah, there's a question from Julius. He was asking, if the seller tells you I'm not in a hurry to sell more, moreover, it is fully paid, then how to tell the owner? How do we overcome such a situation?
I think I will remind the seller of the first objective that he told me, that he wanted to cash out, he wanted the funds to achieve certain personal goals, which he hasn't actually told me. So that is something that I'm trying to break the barrier. But I will keep going back to why he wants to sell, why he wants to sell now instead of renting first and sell it later when the market is better. So I'll keep going back to that question.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, right, Joanne, in your head, right, do you expect in one sit you will get all this sorted out?
I wish, I really wish, but no. Realistically, no. Yeah.
Right. Why do you think owners won't give you this in one sit?
I think it's the first time they're meeting me, and it really takes. I mean, maybe Malaysia is a bit shy on their truth or whatnot. So I think it's a culture thing as well. So it would take a few times for them to really tell me what they really want. Yeah.
Correct. So when you go into this conversation in your head, I mean, you don't expect me to commit today, right?
Yeah, I do. I hope I will always. I mean, if let's say, for example, if we agree on the price and you still are thinking whether you should list with me, that's when I will end with the question is there anything else that prevents you from saying yes to me today? What is it that I have not told you or have not clarified enough for you to sign with me today? Yeah.
Got it. And I will probably tell you, I need to talk to my wife about this first.
Yeah.
How would you respond to that?
I will schedule another appointment, I think, with both you and your wife. Yeah.
You lock in another time, right? You get my commitment for time first, right?
Yeah.
So remember, guys, it's always about getting the commitment for something first. Time is a commitment. Talking to the wife and coming back to you is a commitment, right? So you have to decide, right? Sometimes the husband is a decision maker, not true. But the husband used the wife as an excuse to delay, because nobody likes to make decisions straight away, right? Not all. Hanan has a question. Generally, many people don't want to give exclusive because they felt that everyone can sell faster, and if you have more agents working on it. What do you do?
I will emphasize on the co-agency thing. So instead of you appointing so many agents at one go, number one, you will lose track of who you appoint to. Number two, you actually lose control on the pricing. Because I think nowadays we will always try to ask owner what is their bottom price and whatnot. And I think many agents out there are doing so. And if you review your bottom price to one of the agent, immediately you will see that bottom price is the listing price right now in the market, and you are actually sort of sabotaging your own listing, and that's what I would try to counter owner.
Got it. There's another question here, Joanne. What if the owner agreed to sell at a lower price but do not want to give you exclusive, and suddenly we hear 5 other agents selling at the lower price? How do you handle that?
Okay, if they insist not to give me exclusive, and if it's really a price to sell property, I would still do my very best. I will still do whatever that I said. So the whole video thing, the marketing part, I would still invest as much as how I would invest in an exclusive listing. Yeah. That's how I do. Yeah.
There's a question here. Not negotiate on price tick on 8. Reason paying. Okay, the owners refusing to bring the price down because I'm giving you exclusive and I gave you 3%. I'm the one to reduce my price because I thought you can do a better job. So how do you counter that?
Because it is my farming area, so I will still take it and I will do the price reduction after.
Got it.
So that's my current strategy. I may be wrong, to be honest. I may be wrong. I'm still trying.
Got it. So you will take the listing first and then work your way down with the owner through time and through data, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Would you normally lower your commission from 3% to 2% to get exclusive?
No, especially if they give me exclusive. No. I think I remember I shared it with some other agents. Is why I do so. It's just in case there is an offer that is very low, but it's a good offer. Then that's where I probably will consider lowering down my commission.
So you got one more chip to bargain off to help with the price when the negotiation happens. Got it. Okay. Any more questions, guys? Anyone got any more questions? If the transacted price is 780, but the owner insisted to sell at 1 million, will you still take exclusive listing to market this?
Depending on where. So if you're talking about Alam Dama, it's my farming area. Honestly, at 1 million, it's just way too high. So I will not take exclusive. That means I will not insist on it. I will just let him sign a general authorization to sell form.
Got it. Got it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Because of time now, when you all saw, how many of you like that presentation kit that Joanne did just now? How many of you like it? By the way, this is like her third draft.
Yeah.
For this session. This is like her third draft. So I went through with it. Yeah, you like it very much, right? How many of you would like to have something like that? Right? Okay, so if you send Joanne 5,000 ringgit, she'll send you the presentation kit. But no, but if you want a cheaper version, you want a different version, right? I'm going to pass the time to Yuan Ching right now. She's going to do a quick demo, right? On command designs to show you what you can do like this on designs right now, where they are templated buyers listing presentations. So Joanne, hang on for a second. We'll come back to you, but okay. I'm going to pass the time to Yuan Ching right now. Yuan Ching, can you just dive deep into command designs right now?
Okay, can everybody see this? If you can see this, can type 1 in the chat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is what you will see when you pick the designs. Okay, so you go into designs and you pick listings presentation. This is what it will look like. Okay, and I roughly just drafted out a dummy version just to show you what it looks like. Okay, so when you click into the template, on the left side here are all the different pages that you can use. You might not be able to see it, so let me just very quickly do this. Okay, hold on. Okay, so yeah, you have the different kind of pages that you can pick and choose from. Again, this is all template already. So what you need to do is really just to change the photos, change the text, because all here is like automatically it's like a Barton Hills, etc., etc. So you can change the details of each of the page, and there are lots that you can choose from. Again, it is up to you to decide what you want to include and what you want to exclude. There are actually instructions here to teach you how to use it lah. Okay. So the interesting thing about this is that I'll just very quickly take you through this. So very similarly, you kind of introduce the value that you can bring as on it, all that kind of stuff. And this is where you can actually also include a market report, which you can generate with HProp. Okay, and then you just screenshot and you just include it in your listings presentation, like what Joanne did, right? She she showed all the data of the just listed and then the median price and everything, and you can do this by going to HProp to generate the market report. So it's easy as that. Yeah, so you can include this inside as well. The other things you can add on these things. Sorry, wait, it's loading. Okay, yeah, so you also add in your media plan. And again, all I needed to do was just to change some of the text and also the images. Everything else is already here. See, this is the exact page that I used. I just changed the pictures inside, and then I just changed some of the text. So yeah, I added HProp, I added like the command data and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so this part here, gonna quickly show you. I think it's really cool. And when John told me this also, I was like, wow, that's so cool. Okay, so I will show it to you. Okay, so this is like a portfolio of excellence, right? So like maybe you can show off some of the properties that you have sold recently. Okay, so we're listing Kiara 1888. Okay, so what you can do, right, is actually you don't want to manually put in all the details. What you can actually do is you click here. Do you see this left button here? It's called KWLS. So when you click on that, you can actually search for a listing, right? You can search for your own listing, or because I don't have a listing, so I'll just search right Kiara 1888. And then all these will come up. Okay, then you go and look for your listing or look for the one that you want. Okay, then you select, and again, all the pictures are inside here. So remember I mentioned that you can just change the photos inside, right? So this is a template. So what I do is I click here, and there's a small arrow, like 2 arrow here, where I click and then it will just automatically replace the photo for me. Simple as that. So that's the beauty behind using templates, is that everything's adjusted already. Not only that, you can also add in the listing details as well. So let's say you don't want to type, like manually keep typing in the price, you can just press this plus button and it appears here. See, so you can just move it around and put it wherever you want. Yeah. So I think there's that, and there are a lot of other things that you can play around with. Again, because everything is a template, it kind of takes up less than half of the time you usually need to go and design all of this. Because some of us may not be, too, for like a better word, like creatively inclined, or you might find it difficult to design like presentable things. So you don't have to worry. You can actually pick and choose from the different templates that they have here. Yeah, and I had a lot of fun playing with this. So yeah.
So, Eugene, how long did it take for you to design this template here right now on Designs?
Honestly, it took me a while because as of now, there are a few bugs and it's kind of laggy. But like we always say, this is the worst version of technology that we are getting, right? So KW is aware and they're going to try and fix this. But even then, it's still usable. Like you can see, like the loading takes a while, but you don't have to worry about it. You can just let it load and then it will, you can just play around with it. Yeah.
Right. Right. And you did this sample, right? This is just a sample, by the way, and they're using my name and using my apartment. So please don't copy 100%. But can you share this sample in the chat box here right now?
Can?
Do you all want this sample, guys? You're the one that I won't share one. You want Okay, you want a sample? Okay, so go ahead, share that sample, Yunqing, to everyone. Again, the way you want to structure it is just how you decide to project yourself and sell yourself, right? So everybody is different. There should be a one way to do things, but everybody is different. Any questions about designs right now? About the listing presentation on designs? Anybody has any questions? Okay, no questions. Okay, while Yunqing is going to send that link back to I'm going to go back to Joanne right now. Joanne, when after, let's just say you have listed the property, I give you an exclusive, you have done everything, you're doing everything right now. When you have a buyer, do you do a buyer presentation to them?
Yes, I do. I just did it. Actually, I wanted to do this long time ago, where I think right now agents can do it to prepare like a buyer's kit, a buyer's care kit, or a buyer's consultation packet that you want. So each time when a buyer comes and view your property, or you bring a buyer out, you can just present this to them, and it will contain the basic information that a buyer should know when they buy a property. So yeah.
Want to go through something that you just created?
Can. Okay. Let me see this. So this is in PDF because I plan to actually print it out and give them physically, put it in a folder. So this is a draft lah. So it's your guide to home ownership. Again, it will be with you every step of the way. So it actually tells you the 7 tips on home ownership. So like the first thing you need to do as a buyer is you need to know what do you want in a property. So many of the buyers do not know, and they just go for house shopping and they just do the elimination test. But I think it's good that you can have this kind of conversation with them as you bring them along to view houses. Even better when they started inquiring from property portals or Command, right? You can just send this over, or you give them a call after that. So, oh, have you gotten a chance to take a look at this guide? Do you want to share with me what are you actually looking for? Things like that. So I prepared like a few questions that they can actually start asking themselves. Second is the neighborhood preference, which are the areas that you want to live in. Third is really, this is the most important thing, which is the financing options. This is where a lot of buyers do not do their the check lah. They actually just know that, oh, they can loan 90% or they can loan 70%, but they do not know the true cost of buying a sub-sale home. So I think this is the part that we can add a lot of values in. After they have gone through this, you can tell them that there's an app in your phone that can help you to calculate, and maybe you introduce that app to them, or even sit down with them to do the calculation. And after they know the true cost of buying a home, are they comfortable with this budget range right now, or they should actually lower down to look at a 700,000 property instead of a 1 million property. Fourth tip is what happens after you decide on your budget. Then we go physically, technically you go physically and look for a house. But a lot of times Malaysian buyers would skip 1, 2, 3 and go to number 4. They will just start to look at a property, which actually it's so time consuming for us. We are just bringing them to view houses which it doesn't even fit within their budget, or it's not even an area that they are looking for. So if we can do this before we meet them, or before we set a viewing appointment on the property, it will be great. It will save us a lot of time and energy to do so. Number 6 is basically their offer. This is the part where I will emphasize that a land title should be actually presented to them first, even before they make an offer, or even if they show interest, to avoid unnecessary complications. And also educate them what are the terms and conditions that we can put it in our letter of offer. It's not as standard as we think. Whatever payment terms and payment, what is it called? The 3+1 or the 21 working days, it's actually not as standard as we think. It's actually very much negotiable. And I think buyers do not know that, or even sellers do not know that. So we can add values on that. And then lastly, number 7, it's the paperwork. That's where we have to liaise with the bankers and the lawyers to get this transaction done. So this is a very, very simple thing. The purpose of this is not to actually, how do I say, win them as, I don't know, because there's no such thing as exclusive agent for buyers in Malaysia's market. But actually, for me, it's more of qualifying the buyers. I really don't want to waste time bringing them to so many houses, and in the end, it's not within their price range. But if we can just tell them about this and just create some conversation around this, then it will save us a lot of time. Yeah.
Got it. And it's something that you are just starting to work on to use for
Yes.
your buyers right now, right?
Correct.
And
Yeah.
what's the motivation factor besides wasting time? What else that has motivate you to want to take this as a good practice?
I think it's a good position that we take as to basically I don't know, make ourselves very different from other agents. That's one. And my second thing on my motivation is the referral. So even if this property is not what they're looking for, but if they see the kind of value that I can create for them, right, they can always refer. That's one of the part that I have not put in it, which is a referral program. I plan to actually put in this kit as well. So if this property is not suitable for you, why not you refer, and then you get some passive income as well.
Got it. So you're going to create a referral program
Yeah.
for all the people that you meet to. So you're not wasting time showing houses, but you're also building your database at the same time, earning mind share from the customers, right?
Correct.
Right. Cool. Guys, any questions for Joanne about buyer's presentation? By the way, if you go to designs, the same place that Yunjing has just showed you just now, you'll be able to find something called a buyer's presentation, right? It's under the designs applet, right? You'll be able to find the buyer's presentation in the same place where there's the listing presentation. Any questions, any ahas that you're having from this session today? Is this a very helpful session for everyone here today? Right. What are some of the ahas that you have? What ahas? Can you share with this? Can you share this with us? Very, very helpful. Okay. Now the templates are all inside buyer's presentation in command. You can get those templates all inside there already, right? But you have to know what questions to ask based on the market that you're serving, right? Very professional. How many of you want to grow and become like Joanne? Right? And all it takes, right? How many of you believe that this is something that you all can do right now? That all of us can do this right now? How many of you believe that you all can do this right now? Now that's what we call having a system and a model in place in everything that we do. If you spend time to just work on this preparation and you perfectly do this every single day of your life in a real estate agent, I promise you, you'll be a better agent. I promise you, you'll bring better value. I promise you, you have better business because you have just upped the standard, right? How many of you think that Joanne now is outstanding compared to most of her potential competitors in her area? How many of you think so? That's what all you all can become, right? Her goal is to help all of us see that if she can do it, you guys can do it. So you can go to command and look at all those templates, review this video again. I hope you all watch this video again so that you all can learn through some of her flow, at the same time put in your own flow and think through. And think from the perspective of the consumer, don't think from the agent, right? Joanne, when you talk to the clients, right, do you think about yourself first or you talk about the agent, about the client first?
To be very honest with you, I used to think about myself first when I first started in this business, and I think that that's not working because it's like I also ask myself, okay, if even before I go through a listing, I will try to do my qualification first, so to roughly gauge what am I going into. And yeah, I used to think about the commission that I will get, but after a while, I think that would actually stop me from really getting to know my clients and getting to know my database, which is something that I'm glad that the mindset has shifted. So right now, it's really about being a very different agent in the market. Yeah.
Right. And how has that, what triggered you to shift? Like what triggered you to think that I should not be like this?
Because I hate those kind of people as well. I mean, I myself cannot accept it, like why are agents doing that? And I'm very sad that, you know, so many agents out there are just doing, you know, send me the photos, I'll post it up for you. I mean, what's the value that you create for the owner? And this is something that I really don't like it. So yeah, I think that's really my motivation. And I think an eye-opener for me, it's really the whole family reunion I just attended. It's my first time, and it's mind-blowing to see how the US agents are actually working. And really, we are like 10 years behind. That's why I always tell John, we're like really 10 years behind. Why our agents in Malaysia are still being so unprofessional? And I think we as Keller Williams Malaysia should start living up to those standards so that we can also influence our peers and our competitors. And yeah.
Right, and when you increase the professionalism, when you increase the standards, right, 3% is no longer a question.
Yeah.
Because now the value is valid, right? The 3% now is valid because a lot of times owners don't understand. And because we fail to communicate to the owners the effort that we have to put in to sell their house. And the issue is not that we're not willing, but we don't have that communication wavelength to explain to the owners or to show the owners the value of 3%.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Before we go, I just hang on for a while, Joanne. I got a few announcements to make. Then after that, I'll come back to you. Can I have the announcements on the screen, please?
Yep, coming up.
Okay, so some of you who missed this morning's announcement, we are opening up all market centers for operations starting on the 10th of March. Please follow the SOPs. Next slide, please. Okay, on Monday, there will be a session where I'll be playing a Gary Keller interview about how to build a business with a smart database, and I will be facilitating the conversations with you guys on the call on Monday. So please sign up for Power Monday if you are a guest. But if you are a real estate agent from Keller Williams Malaysia or Redfield, please get the link from your market center support or workplace. Next slide, please. Okay, we are also doing our national consumer campaign right now. All the collaterals are there for you to help reach out to your buyers or your sellers in order for you to do your business. So every Thursday, we are consistently coming up with new assets for you to follow up with clients. So please take full advantage. The scripts and also the artwork are there for you to either edit or send it wholesale. Next slide, please. Okay, we are continuing our command workshop. We are doing a command workshop about how to create your own command if you have not done command campaigns yet. So Lucas and the tech team will be here to help you what do you call that? Set that up if you have not set up. And I think Joanne has quite some experience in doing campaigns as well, and she's already started to use campaigns to generate leads for her business, right? Recently, I just heard an agent in Market Center 2 hit 15 sales with $30. So amazing deal, amazing, right? So there are a lot of stories coming that campaigns are driving leads at a lower cost for the agents right now. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, back to you, Joanne. What are some of the last things that you want to tell all of us, and what are some of your advice to all of us right now who are wanting to pursue excellence right now in our business? What would you advise them?
I think keep learning, keep learning. I think that's the attitude that we should take as all agents, and to just see what are the better agents are doing out there, and just copy. You know, I'm actually just being a copycat as well with all the US agents. I'm just starting to listen to what they say, and just copy, just keep copying. Yeah, because I think we are quite the pioneer. If let's say we do this, we are actually the pioneer. And we should start lah. That's one thing. And I just want to do a quick shout out because if any one of you are in Clubhouse and if you want to do a role playing practice or even handling objection script, a few of us are trying to do that bi-weekly. So weekly, once a week. And if you are interested, you know, please DM me or PM me. Yeah, we're happy to rope everyone in, and let's just do this together. And even this kind of listing presentation objection, because I see a lot of questions are on handling objections from sellers, and I think these are all great ways of how we can just sharpen each other skills and do better.
Right.
I
Maybe
don't have
Joanne,
a clubhouse name. Yeah.
Maybe Joanne, you want to just punch your mobile number or your email, someone can connect you.
I will do that.
By the way, she's focusing on the Cheras area quite a bit in the landed area, the better landed areas. So if you are looking for Cheras landed properties, she's the go-to person for everyone. Right now, if you all really appreciate it and you all learned something, can you please express your gratitude to Joanne in your own way on the chat box? Please help, because she's taking time off her business to prepare this. And when she prepared this, right, she wants to go through a few drafts with me, and then she takes this very seriously, right? So I just want all of you to just give her some gratitude and express this gratitude to her, so that she will do this again very soon.
Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, thank you, Joanne. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of the week. We will see you all next round. Thank you, Joanne.